Jai Hind students, I am again back with the second module, When People Rebel. This module we will start with the death of Mangal Pandey. On 29th March 1857, Mangal Pandey was hanged to death for attacking his officers in Barakpur. Some days later, some sepoys of the regiment at Meerut refused to do the army drill using the new cartridges, which were suspected of being coated with the fat of cows and pigs. 85 sepoys were dismissed from service and sentenced to 10 years in jail for disobeying their officers. This happened on 9th May 1857. The response of the other Indian soldiers in Meerut was quite extraordinary. On 10th of May, the soldiers marched to the jail in Meerut and realized the imprisoned sepoys. They attacked and killed British officers. They captured guns and ammunition and set fire to the buildings and properties of the British and declared war on the Firangis. The soldiers were determined to bring an end to their rule in the country. But who would rule the land instead? The soldiers had an answer to this question: the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar. The sepoy of Meerut rode all night of 10th May to reach Delhi in the early hours next morning. As news of their arrival spread, the regiment stationed in Delhi also rose up in rebellion. Again, British officers were killed, arms and ammunition seized, buildings set on fire. Triumphant soldiers gathered around the walls of the Red Fort where the Badshah lived, demanding to meet him. The emperor was not quite willing to challenge the mighty British power, but the soldiers persisted. They forced their way into the palace and proclaimed Bahadur Shah Zafar as their leader. The aging emperor had to accept this demand. He wrote letters to all the chiefs and rulers of the country to come forward and organize a confederacy of Indian state to fight the British. This single step was taken by Bahadur Shah Zafar had great implications. The Mughal dynasty had ruled over a very large part of the country. Most smaller rulers and chieftains controlled different territories on behalf of the Mughal ruler only. Threatened by the expansion of British rule, many of them felt that if the Mughal emperor could rule again, they too would be able to rule their own territories once more under Mughal authority. The British had not expected this to happen. They thought the disturbance caused by the issue of the cartridges would die down. But Bahadur Shah Zafar's decision to bless the rebellion changed the entire situation dramatically. Often when people see an alternative possibility, they feel inspired and enthused. It gives them the courage, hope and confidence to act. The rebellion, after that, the British were routed from Delhi. There was no uprising for almost a week. It took that much time for news to travel. Then the spurt of mutinies began. Regiment after regiment mutinied and took off to join other troops at nodal points like Delhi, Kanpur and Lucknow. After then, The people of the towns and villages also rose up in rebellion and rallied around local leaders, zamindars and chiefs who were prepared to stabilize their authority and fight the British. Nana Sahib, the adopted son of the late Peshwa Bajirao, who lived near Kanpur, gathered armed forces and expelled the British garrison from the city. He proclaimed himself Peshwa. He declared that he was a governor under Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar in Lucknow. Birzi Kader, the son of deposed Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, was proclaimed the new Nawab. He too acknowledged the suzerainty of Bahadur Shah Zafar. His mother, Begum Hazrat Mahal, took an active part in organizing the uprising against the British. In Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai joined the rebel sepoy and fought the British along with Tatia Topi. The general of Nana Sahib in the Mandla region of Madhya Pradesh, Rani Avanti Bai Lodi of Ramgarh, raised and led an army of 4,000 against the British, who had taken over the administration of her state. The British were greatly outnumbered by the rebel forces. They were defeated in a number of battles. This convinced the people that the rule of British had collapsed for good and gave them the confidence to take the plunge and join the rebellion. A situation of widespread popular rebellion developed in the region of Awadh in particular. On 6th August 1857, we find a telegram sent by Lieutenant Colonel Tytler in his commander-in-chief expressing the fear felt by the British. Our men are cowed by the numbers opposed to them and endless fighting. Every village is held against us. The zamindar have risen to oppose us. Many new leaders came up. For example, Ahmadullah Shah, a Maulavi from Faizabad, prophesied that the rule of British would come to an end soon. He caught the imagination of the people and raised a huge force of the supporters. He came to Lucknow to fight the British. In Delhi, a large number of Ghazis or religious warriors came together to wipe out the white people. Bakhat Khan, a soldier from Bareilly, took charge of a large force of fighters who came to Delhi. He became a key military leader of the rebellion. In Bihar, an old zamindar, Kuwar Singh, joined the rebel sepoys and battled with the British for many months. Leaders and fighters from across the land joined the fight. Now, in the second module, this much only we will discuss. Now, for the next coming discussion, we will have next module. Till then, happy learning and Jai Hind.